liability, right? I was like, oh my God, if this happens at an event and a client gets hurt, God forbid, we're gonna get sued, right? So I posted my balloon bouquets for the first time, and they started selling with strangers, and that's when my eyes opened to the real world of possibilities. That do not fall for what the online gurus tell you, that there's 7 steps or there's a secret. There is no secret, you guys. It's pure hard work and what I was doing. So I sprayed it and it dripped. A lot of you've used High Shine, you know how it drips. And I was working in that area, and as I'm walking, I slip really bad and I fall on my shoulder, and I just groan. I'm like, oh. And then Carlos was like, what happened? And I was like, I fell and I slipped, and I was so sore. But then, hi friends, Diana here with Luxan Balloons and Mr.
Carlos Rivera,
or aka Mr. Luxan, the hubby that does not get paid.
Yes,
so we are back. We're here to reintroduce ourselves. I know, we've been MIA, but don't worry, we'll put you guys up to speed. That is why we are doing this podcast today.
Yes.
This episode, whatever you want to call it, to really start connecting with you all. I know we see you, we read the comments, we really do appreciate all of your feedback, all your questions, but we are full-time business owners, so it's a little bit challenging sometimes, but now we're being super intentional about connecting with you all. We want to hear you guys out, give you guys our insights, everything we've been learning from experience these past few years. So, yes, Mr. Carlos, anything you want to add?
Yes. You pretty much cover everything, but one of the things that I wanted to say is thank you so much for everything, for all the comments, all the shares, all the likes, for just being part of Luxan. And one of the things that I've been talking with my wife is that we need to be doing our podcast. There's a lot of people reaching out, telling us that you guys want to see more insights about the business. And more than anything, this is a new project. This is a new side, kind of like another business inside the business, where where we're gonna be sharing things like my phone is over there with the notes, but we're gonna be sharing things of what it is to work with your husband at the business, the aspect things of a business, systems in place that we have. What it is to be a mom.
Yes, how to juggle motherhood and business and being a wife.
Yes, we're going to have some special guests coming up. But today's episode is going to be on introduction. I believe we already have one that is like 3-4 years old. And it was at our house. If you guys see, we are here at the warehouse, which is also one of the stories we'll be sharing. I'm not sure it's going to be in this particular episode or in the other upcoming episodes. We speak Spanish as well, so feel encouraged to leave your comments. I know if you're bilingual and you want to write your comments in Spanish, we encourage, hablamos español, so we could probably go from English to Spanish.
We probably can, or maybe we could do a whole episode just in Spanish for you guys, so make sure to let us know, okay?
Yes, so without further ado, that's how you say it?
Further ado. Remember, guys, the ESL.
Yeah, ESL. without further ado, if you would like to support this channel, don't forget to press the like button, the share button, and follow us to be able to get the notifications. We are, like I said, this is a project, so we're going to be dropping episodes constantly. We're going to be doing one podcast a week, but the dropping of the podcast might be
a little delayed.
Bear with us. Yes, but we are planning to film once a week.
Yes, and Carlos, I think he got the platforms a little mixed up, so it's subscribe to our channel.
What did they say? Follow?
Follow and all these other things.
Yes, follow.
We're everywhere, you guys.
All kinds of things.
Yes.
All right, so first of all, I wanted to share the introduction again. I know you give this intro in all of your classes, but most importantly, I will be the one hosting. I will be asking the questions. Diana's going to be giving a lot of insight. If you feel like I need to step in, just let me know. But what was the main reason why you started Luxan Balloons.
Yes. All right, guys, here it goes. So in 2019, I ventured into this new journey of balloons, and it all started because I was pregnant with my second daughter. Carlos and I have been married for almost 11 years, and we have two beautiful daughters. And the first time we were parents, we were both in college, so I dedicated a lot of my time to being a student and not a lot of time to being a mom. So I knew that this time around I wanted to be present for both of my daughters. I was in corporate America at the time, you know, the 9 to 5. I know that especially nowadays in online platforms, we see a lot of kind of glorifying the entrepreneur life and despising the 9 to 5. It was not that I despised my 9 to 5, to be honest. I just wanted more flexibility in my time to be able to be with my daughters. And I've always had this entrepreneurial spirit, so I knew that it had to be something that I liked. And event planning, event decor had always been something that I was, passionate about and very, very interested and curious about. So back then in 2019, I guess the balloon industry was really taking off. I had never seen organic decor, you know, all the new trends that we see now. And I started researching, and at the time, it was only like a few vendors like in Canada, in Australia, and I started looking into it. I found no teachers here in San Diego. We're from San Diego, California, and I found Gabby Balloons, and she was in Pomona, so like a 2-hour drive, right, from San Diego. I was 7 months pregnant, and I knew it was time for me to make a decision. I was about to have my baby, and I took the leap of faith. I booked the class. I was 2 months postpartum at the time, and Carlos was watching both of our daughters, held down the fort for me.
Wow.
And I took a class with Gabby for a whole day. It blew my mind. I had no knowledge whatsoever. I didn't even know balloon inflators existed, you guys. Like a lot of students that take my classes, they've at least know about the Amazon do-it-yourself packages. Back then, I don't think there was any, right? Because it was like so new. Or maybe I just didn't know about it. But anywho, I took the class. I was mind blown. I was so encouraged, so motivated. And I told Carlos, hey, like, this can actually be a thing, right? Like a side hustle. And when I approached him and he was like, okay, let's do it, I was like, oh my God, he's down, like balloons. Okay, so we're gonna do it. And then, you know what happens when you're very excited and encouraged, and then you come down from that high, self-sabotage, all the doubt, all the fear. And I started second guessing myself. About 2 months passed when I finally decided to register the business, and had a conversation with Carlos, and we decided that we were gonna give it our all, go all in. Mind you, I was a mom to a newborn, so probably 4 or 5 months, and I was still working for corporate America. So, but I knew that this was my ticket out of that, right? So anywho, we registered the business, we opened our Instagram account. We had no clue about marketing, TikTok, or any of that. You know, take it one step at a time. One day at a time, and that's what we did. And I posted my balloon bouquets for the first time, and they started selling with strangers, and that's when my eyes opened to the real world of possibilities, that it could actually become a business. I didn't care if I only sold like 4 balloon bouquets the first month. I just knew that the fact that somebody was willing to buy my creations meant that at this point anything was possible. I just really had to go all in with it, right? Anything you want to add to that?
No, I think you covered almost everything. I didn't remember the fact that I stayed behind with a 4-month-old.
No, 2-month-old.
Oh, 2-month-old. So that's something I don't remember. So,
yes, it's been a couple of years already. Like I said, that baby is now soon to be 6 years old.
She's in the lobby.
And she's in the lobby. She's letting us record this peacefully, yes, with no noise. She has snacks and toys, so she's good.
And water.
And water, of course. So yeah, that's pretty much the story of how Luxan started, and a very big part of this that I never leave out is that it all started with a conversation between me and God. We're believers, we're Christians, so for us, God's blessing was very, very important to move forward with this. We just wanted confirmation from Him that this was the route to take, and He's the one that gave me that download, so I knew it was from Him, and we have been very blessed, and we are here now.
Yes, I love it. One of the things that I like to share is, I don't know if you mentioned it, but we are 5 years into the business. This is year number 5. We are going to be 3 years now in the warehouse, where you guys see all the videos. We have a 1,700 square foot. I hear the baby.
She's not
warehouse.
The baby. Well, she calls her baby.
Yes.
She's about to be 6.
And one of the things that I wanted you to share more than anything is, what is the one thing, and I know you touched on the God factor, but and I don't want you to leave that aside, but if you could share that and another factor that has helped you or has helped the business or could help any business that is starting to further their career in the balloon industry, to accelerate or help, because that's one of the things that a lot of people are looking for, or if there's such a thing like accelerating the career of balloon industry, like that's one of the things that most of our students ask, like who are the successful stories that has come out of you teaching, which we know them, but what is your number one thing that you've observed, that you have actually seen that has helped others?
So this question is a very complex question because it's different for everyone. So I will speak out of my own experience. Do not fall for what the online gurus tell you, that there's 7 steps or there's a secret. There is no secret, you guys. It's pure hard work and consistency. And I would say for us, it's been exactly that, being resilient. Like, even in the ups and downs, you keep pushing. You don't give up. Don't quit. You don't quit. You keep pushing. You innovate. You adjust. You adapt. And I would say that's what it is. Just being consistent. And you know what? Number 2, I'm gonna add on to that, community. Who you surround yourself with matters so much. We have our best friends are the best mentors we've ever had. They're not in the balloon industry, but they are successful business owners, and they're well seasoned. They've been in business for over 10-15 years, and they always open up our minds. Like when we're drowning in a cup of water, they're like, you guys, the answer is so simple. Why don't you look at it from this perspective, from this angle? So it's really, really important that you surround yourself with the right people.
Yes, I love it. I love that. But one of the things that I wanted you to touch on is, what is perseverance? Like, a lot of people say you gotta push. And what does push look like? Like, does hard work equal success? Like, the harder you work, the more money you're gonna make? Because I feel like that's one of the things that a lot of people are actually, like, there's a misconception, and I wanted you to touch on that.
So again, this is my opinion on this. Perseverance, how does it look like in our day-to-day, right? So there's gonna be times where you get ghosted by clients. There's gonna be times where the install went totally south. Like, you were expecting one thing and it didn't happen. Walls fell, things broke, the client wasn't happy. You get a rude client, and you have to grow thick skin. It means that despite of those circumstances, you wake up the next day fresh, you shake it off, and you go at it again with a good positive attitude. Smile to your clients, you smile to life, and again, it's a reset every single day. You don't carry what happened over the weekend over to your next day. and just how do you grow from that? What did you learn from that lesson, from that hardship, from that obstacle that you overcame? Don't let it break you, let it make you. And yeah, that's how perseverance has looked for us. The sacrifices, not seeing our daughters, well, not anymore, but the first 2 years, we would have to drop off our daughters every single weekend from Friday to Sunday with our in-laws and not see them because we were growing the business. We were so busy, and that was the sacrifice that we chose to make in order to grow this. So that's what it looks like. Mom guilt, questioning if it's the right thing to do it, if it's even worth it. Battling all those thoughts. That's where perseverance comes in.
That's amazing. I'm gonna answer a couple of. I'm not gonna answer. I'm gonna ask a couple questions that some of our followers asked us.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know if you want to ask me anything. I ask you this question if you want to ask me anything about social media, whatever, about the business or what it is to work with all woman field, or is it all woman or no?
No, not necessarily.
Not necessarily, but or whatever questions you have that you may think is going to help the followers or the people watching. But to put a little bit of kind of like laughter into the conversation, I want you to share your story, what happened to you, but what do you do to avoid this? So the question is, they said, hi, how do you keep the floor from getting slippery after spraying Mega Shine or High Shine?
Wow. So from the last time I shared this story with you guys, there's been a lot of controversy, a lot of opinions, a lot of new products coming up of Balloon Shine. And at the time I was using High Shine, and we were working from home and we have tile floor. And again, I was a rookie. I didn't know what I was doing. So I sprayed it and it dripped. A lot of you've used High Shine, you know how it drips. And I was working in that area, and as I'm walking, I slip really bad and I fall on my shoulder. And I just groan. I'm like, oh. And then Carlos was like, what happened? And I was like, I fell and I slipped and I was so sore. But then that just like instantly like opened up my mind to like liability, right? I was like, oh my God, if this happens at an event and a client gets hurt, God forbid, we're gonna get sued, right? So that's why I always make it a point to tell students or colleagues, be very careful when using Mega Shine, any type of Balloon Shine products, right? That there is out there. We most recently moved the word to Mega Shine. I know there's pros and cons to all of them. I'm not here weighing out the pros and cons between products, but I am telling you the overall like safety issue with these type of products. So what we do now, we spray it in places where we know like if there's rug or if it's on top of grass or cement. But if it's like tile floor or wood floor, we sometimes don't even add the shine. Or if we do, we lay our plastic bags or mattress bags where we transport our balloons. We spray it, we let it settle in a little bit, we close down the bag, we take it to our van, and we have microfiber?
Microfiber?
Yeah, rags, and we just, spray a little bit of water and we clean it, we test it out like with our feet, make sure that we're not gonna slip.
Yeah. And
that's how we go about that.
For liability reasons.
For liability, yes.
Yes.
And I also wanted to give you guys an update on the life of Luxan, specifically us. We did reintroduce ourselves, and we shared a little bit of questions right now of questions you guys have asked us in the past that we had not had the time to answer, but we're doing it now. And I just wanted to share that the reason why we've been MIA is because we've been busy, but Mr. Carlos was venturing out into the marketing world as well. So you saw that our social media accounts slowed down a little bit, less videos, less presence. It's because of that. But now Carlos is back, full force, full throttle, with more experience, more knowledge that he's going to be sharing with all of you guys.
Yeah.
And we're going to start implementing it in our business. So we'll see how that goes. But again, like I said, we really want to take this time to connect with all of you so you guys get to know us, who we are, and also kind of share on my end in the past 2 years. So I believe it's kind of been like 2 years that we haven't posted much.
Year and a half.
Year and a half.
Yeah.
And so as Carlos, was doing his thing here back at the warehouse, we've been growing, in I would say every season, every new level that you go into business. And I would kind of like attribute it to finances. The more you grow financially, and I'm assuming in any business, but we're talking about the balloon industry right now, the more you generate, the more responsibility, the new things you have to learn, right? The new things that come with it, the new challenges. So navigating that, learning, and just trying to juggle everything has been pretty challenging on my end, because again, I was kind of flying a little bit solo. Without my number 2 right here, I do have a team. So being in charge of a team itself, it's like a whole nother monster, you guys. You have to be HR, you have to be a supervisor, wear all the hats, right? That you were already, I thought I was already wearing all the hats. No, like I am wearing like 1,000 more hats on top of the 1,000 hats. Yes. So be prepared. A lot of times we glorify like, oh, they look so successful, they're killing it in business, but everything comes at a price. And that is why we've been MIA, because I've been behind the scenes growing our business, implementing new systems, like Carlos mentioned earlier, CRMs, SOPs, all the things, leading, I guess, you could say leading our staff, doing all the logistics behind bigger events. And this is probably for another podcast, but we've had some of our biggest events in the past 2 years. So it is not the same doing your 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, I would say up to $1,000 events, to going to $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 events. It's very, very different, and you have to plan.
Challenging.
It's challenging at first, but the more experience you get, the easier it gets. Easier, at least I would say you know what to expect by that coming out of experience. But that is pretty much what's been happening on our end.
And we'll have a whole podcast on what it is to have $100 event to what it is to have a couple $1,000 event.
Yeah.
Or
absolutely.
A lot of thousands.
Yeah.
Event, or a weekend.
Or weekend. Yes.
It could not. It doesn't have to be one event. It could be multiple events that add up to that.
That's
but
very
I
true.
think also the logistics, leading a team, leading with schedules, making sure all the props, all the walls,
all the run sheets,
everything,
scheduling,
all the colors are in place. That has to be a podcast for itself.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Amazing. Okay, so I have another question, and I saw you seeing a video. You were watching a video during the week. It was kind of like a 20-minute video.
Oh.
It was somebody telling their story about, and I don't want you to tell that story about that person, but I just wanted you to touch on that. How would you deal with what a lot of people, kind of like customer service, in the customer service realm, when you have a challenging client that maybe keeps changing colors, maybe keeps changing their mind, maybe they don't like your final product. Like, what would you do to be able to first prevent, because that's the number one thing, preventing that's happening, but the second one is, how do you just deal with it in general? I don't want you to be like give a specific example, but I just like, if it would happen to you, how would you do that?
So I personally have not had such a horrible experience as that colleague. However, I've had challenging clients, and in all honesty, if you are already a seasoned decorator or in the events industry, in any type of business, just by speaking to a client, you already know if they're going to be a problem or not. So identifying it since the beginning, a lot of times I just tell them, you know what, I'm fully booked just because I don't want to deal with it. There's been other times where I've moved forward with it because I know it's an opportunity for me to learn how to become a better, business owner, and how to provide better customer service, even when a client is challenging. And I've taken those opportunities and I've learned a lot. It humbles you. It makes you more gracious. It gives you, that's the time when you can actually apply all your emotional intelligence skills and know that you don't have to take things personal. This is a business. We are offering a service. So I over communicate. I make sure I am on top of those clients. I'll even hop on the phone with them, go over every single detail. Even like, okay, if there's 3 quads, okay, the balloon on the top left quad, what color do you want that? That's just because I know that client is like that, right? So I want to give them peace of mind, and I want to give myself peace of mind. I write everything down so it is written. It's so it's documented, so you don't go in the back and forth like, I told you, you told me. No, look, here is proof. You said approved, and here's everything I wrote down.
Yes.
Even if we hopped on the phone, like per our conversation, here are the details that we went over. Let me know if you approve. Yes, whether it's text, email, Instagram, just have a written proof, right? So that is what I do. Always kill them with kindness. Know that the day of, regardless, even if they're nice people, they're gonna be a little stressed. And you are there to lower that stress, to give them peace of mind. Okay, I may, at least in this aspect of your event, in the decor part, you don't have to worry about it. I don't know about the food and the cake and the flowers, but your balloons and your backdrop are covered. We are a professional team. We got you. Anything you don't like, we're still here. We can move it. We can change it. But I do set boundaries. You did mention what did they decide to change the color? I let them know. First of all, I let them know, please book 3 to 4 weeks in advance, even sooner if possible. But if they're booking within 1 or 2 weeks in advance, I let them know this has to be the final color palette, because there will be no more changes, right? But if they have, if they book 6 weeks in advance, I let them know, okay, on week 3 weeks before the event, there's no more changes, no more change orders, because everything will have already been ordered. We already spent the money, and it is what it is. So that is my answer to the question. I hope it helps all of you guys kind of see how I navigate it and what my approach is to those sort of situations. But that's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, it seems like it's a lot of due diligence during your back end homework.
Yes.
And what about some cues? What are some cues that you'll see right away from a client? When
they start asking everything about the smallest detail, and they call you, they're constantly trying to, get a hold of you, and their event is about 6 weeks out, and they already want to finalize everything, and they're just calling you to reassure them, okay, but you said you're going to do this, right? And actually, can you send me 5 different color combinations? Can you send it to me again? Can we try another one? Or when they tell me we provide signage as well. So, if it doesn't convince them, a lot of phone calls. And that's how I could tell they're going to be.
Red flags.
Yeah, those are red flags.
Yes. What about if my event is just a little event?
Well, that's different. That is when you know that they probably have a low budget, and, reminding them, again, boundaries. I understand, however, we do have a minimum of this amount, and if you want us to go out there and install, well, then you do have to meet this minimum requirement. However, with us, at least, we do offer to-go gardens. So we do give clients that option where, if, it's okay if they don't meet our minimum requirement, they could still get a garden. They'll just have to pick it up and install it themselves. And if not, I'll happily refer them out to another colleague that might be a better match for them.
Amazing. Okay. I love it. Okay, now we're going to play a game.
Ooh.
We're going to play Would You Rather.
Okay.
Did you read my questions?
I did not.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, you guys, bear with me.
All right. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Recording. The reason why is because we don't have a professional videographer, so I'm the professional videographer, podcaster, interviewer, host.
Do not despise small beginnings, you guys.
So,
ever.
Would you rather?
Would I rather?
Would you rather pop all the balloons at the end of the event, or carefully deflate them and reuse them?
So what we
and answer.
Okay, what we do here is when we do go back to pick up our rentals and there's balloons, I always tell the client that those are their balloons, but we'll be happy to, take them. So we do have a commercial van, which helps. And I know not everybody's in that situation, but we take everything, we put it in the van, and once we're at the warehouse, we pop everything. But there is circumstance, I get it. Like we started with our SUV, and I would just pop it on site, but be very careful about it, just because you don't want to disturb the guests of the event. So I would take the garland to where our car is parked, away from the party, away from the guests, and I would put it inside our mattress bag and pop it there. If you have to pop it on site right there, then I would cut the necks of the balloon so at least it doesn't make the popping noise.
What about carefully deflate them and reuse them?
No, because most of the time we use Mega Shine, and those balloons have already been paid for, and it's more of a hassle to it's not worth it. It's not worth deflating all of them and putting them away.
And that comes with another podcast, which is pricing.
Yes.
And pricing correctly so you don't have to deflate them if you
Yeah.
are short on the
Yes.
budget of that event.
Yes.
Okay, another question. Would you rather receive a large budget but tight deadline for an event, or a smaller budget but plenty of time to plan?
Go big or go home, you guys. So, like I said, I've been learning a lot about, time management, scheduling, preparing in advance. And, we're very grateful that we have this warehouse and our van and teams at this point. So I will take on a challenge for a bigger budget, bigger event, and meet those timelines.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Me too. Would you rather spend a day teaching a balloon workshop,
Okay.
or design balloon decorations for clients?
Teaching.
Teaching?
Yeah.
Okay, with that, commercial or ad.
All right, guys. So yes, a lot of you already know, but if you don't know, we have Luxan Balloons Academy, which is an online academy platform where you could purchase our pre-recorded classes. As of now, we have a pricing class, we have a balloon bouquet class, and we have a balloon garland class. But we also give in-person classes here in San Diego, California, at our headquarters in National City. And we aim to give classes once a month. Every month it's a different class. I try to give the schedule in advance, so those who are interested can plan accordingly. We have a lot of students that fly in from the Bay Area, from other states, so I do want to be mindful of that and give you guys ample time to prepare accordingly. And I do like to hear your guys' suggestions about what class should we give next, right? So if you are interested in learning more about the balloon industry, or have a specific, topic, or, it doesn't only have to be the creative side, but also the business side that you guys would like to learn about, honestly, let me know. Send us the comments, the DMs, and this will help us broaden up the amount of classes or type of classes that we are offering. So, yeah.
That is crazy. You did that without teleprompter or anything.
Okay.
All right. Back to would you rather. Would you rather, if you're going to an event, would you rather forget a balloon pump,
okay,
or the Mega Shine?
Oh yeah. Well, the Mega Shine.
The Mega Shine?
Well, okay.
That doesn't matter.
It depends on the situation.
No. You don't know. You don't know if it's outside, if it's inside, if you can put Mega Shine. You just know you forgot and you're on the way to the event. And you're like, I forgot.
Okay, I would rather forget the Mega Shine, because most of the time we probably do have to inflate balloons, and most of the time there's stores around us, and whenever you're in a pickle for Mega Shine, you could use hairspray. Of course, yes, it's not professional or whatever, but it will save you in a pickle. Hairspray or tire shine, and that you could get anywhere, any Walmart, any AutoZone, whatever. So yes, I'll keep my balloon inflator.
All right, these are quick. Morning install or late install?
Morning install.
Wake up late or get out late from work? Like you're waking up late and you're running late to an event.
Okay.
Or you just get out late from work?
No, we're getting out late from work.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to be late?
No.
Okay, and then this is funny.
Oh my God.
TMI.
Oh.
Would you rather have food all day?
All day.
What's up with my English? Would you rather have no food all day, or need to use the restroom during an event?
I would rather not eat all day. I've done that multiple times. So.
All right.
I would not want to have the runs in the middle of an event. Oh my God.
Well, they're not the runs. It's just going to the restroom.
Well, yeah. I could hold it too. I could do both. Not eat and hold it. I've done it a lot of times.
Ooh, that's hard.
Those are the things business owners don't talk about. And they need to talk about.
All right. If you're a business owner, if you do balloon installations, if you want to drop your what you rather, so I could ask.
Oh, yes. But keep it PG, you guys.
Yeah, well, it's not a PG podcast. It's an adult podcast, so.
Still.
Yeah, well, yeah, no. Yeah.
Yeah.
PG 21. Well, I don't know.
Just PG, not
PG.
even 13, because 13-year-olds nowadays, oh my God.
Yes. So, yes, I think we covered a lot. I think we've been in for like 30 minutes.
Awesome.
Is there anything that you would like to add? I know we did our promo about our classes. We talked about the life of Luxan, what it is. It's a little different than the first podcast because we're in a different season. We've given hundreds of classes. You've shared in platforms, in conferences.
Yes.
And you have more knowledge that you could share. So it may seem a little different, but it's because of the experience, the knowledge that we have. But yes, if you guys, like Diana mentioned, if you guys have any marketing questions, if you guys want us to do a whole marketing special podcast talking about the CRM that we use, automations, anything, social media platforms, automated response, which they fall in with automations, how to answer the clients, anything that has to do with the business inquiry process, any of the business marketing process, because it's marketing and sales. So anything that is in that realm, put your questions. We'll gladly answer everything. Like I said, we're going to be filming every week. We're going to be having, my phone is over there, so I don't know the next podcast, but I believe your first year in business. I believe is the next
we
one.
could start with that, you guys.
Your first year in business, what it was to work from home. I don't know if you share that, what it was.
It seems so distant now. I'll try to remember.
Yeah, what it was to try to fit balloon bouquets on our edge.
In our edge.
In our edge.
ESL.
And what it was to wake up to a bunch of deflated balloons, remember?
Yeah.
Balloon bouquets.
Oh my God,
deflated.
he's unlocking so many memories, you guys.
What it was to not be able to walk in our home. Or not have a home.
Not have a home, you guys. The worst.
What it was to have our daughters hate balloons. Remember? Like they didn't like balloons because they saw balloons every day.
Yeah, they were unimpressed.
What it was for your house to smell like latex all day, or the other word, but
well, PG. Please.
PG.
Just rubber.
But yeah, there's
latex. I'm sorry, latex.
You said it. But yes, there's so many things that I feel like nobody wants to talk about because they're not attractive or they don't get views, but I think they're necessary because people need to know what it is to be a business owner more than anything, what it is to be in the grind, what it is to, like you said, not sleep, not see your daughters for every weekend for what, a year or 2 years?
For like a year and a half.
What it was to work during your corporate job and then both and then one. like
The
so
transitions.
many transitions that we could dive in. But more importantly, we want to know what you guys want to hear. If you could drop in your comments what do you guys want to see? We would really appreciate it if you guys share, like, and follow us or
subscribe.
Because it would help the video reach more people.
Yes.
Anything else that you want to add?
Yeah, I know, just adding on to that, we really, our end goal is to reach as, many aspiring entrepreneurs, balloon decorators as possible. Hopefully our experience and knowledge will help them and help you. And yeah, I think that's a wrap. Thank you guys for being here, for watching us, for taking time out of your day to just hang out with us. We really look forward to meeting all of you virtually, or maybe one day in person. We don't know. Maybe just do a huge conference to hang out. So yes, thank you again, and we'll see you next time. Bye.